I got Mona Lisa by my side. What's the story behind that devious smile? She's an angel.
Hey, welcome to Derb's Place. I'm Derb. We just got finished. As you can see, I'm still wearing the clothes from the last video because it's the same day. I just finished the barbecue sauces, and now I'm going to do a rub for the ribs. And we'll dress the ribs today, and then we'll continue tomorrow with cooking them and serving them up. So, kind of excited. I'm going to do two types as we did with the barbecue sauces. I'm going to use the South Carolina vinegar base barbecue sauce for some of the ribs. And I'm going to use Memphis bourbon, smoked bourbon barbecue sauce. Anyways, both sauces are really good. Some like the other, some like one. It's one of those preferences, right? But no need to guess. You can try one, try two. It's all good. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to make one rub, basically a Memphis rub, which is a lot of different spices, and then I'm going to pull half of it aside. And I'm going to dress it with something kind of unusual. Some of you go, oh, Derb, what are you doing? But it's good. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get cooking. Okay, today I have a full arrangement of different ones. So we'll get right into it. It's easy. Basis on rubs is paprika. That's the base of most rubs that you see. If you look on the web and you look for them, most of them are paprika and brown sugar. Okay, and then from there, you know what? Whatever you got in your spice cabinet, you think it would be good, use it. If you don't have something, don't use it. Use something else. I'm going to show you this rub today, which has way too many spices. It's just overboard. But it'll give you an idea, and you can go from there making your own spice and how you want it. Okay? So, let's get going. Okay, got our bowl, got our spices. So, as I said, we're going to start with the paprika. Half a cup of paprika. Then we're going to do some garlic powder. About a quarter cup of garlic powder. And then we got chili powder. Now, if you want a little heat in this, use hot chili powder. I'm using a mild. So, yeah, we're going to put this quarter cup of chili powder in there. The salt, we're going to do 3 tablespoons of salt. Black pepper. And we're going to use 3 tablespoons of black pepper. As you can see, it's just throwing them in together. After the black pepper, we got 2 tablespoons of onion powder. Then we have celery seed. I've got this written down because I can't remember all these memories off the top of my head. So the celery seed is 2 tablespoons of that celery seed. Then brown sugar. Brown sugar, we're going to put in 1 tablespoon. I like putting in a little more, so I have about 1.5 tablespoons in there. Again, do what you want to do and how you want to do it. I got a tablespoon of oregano, and I've also got a tablespoon of thyme. We'll put that in there. As you see, this is just crazy. It really is. Cumin, we got a tablespoon of cumin. If you like cumin, add a little more. If you don't, hey, any of these things, it's not gonna make a big difference, right? 2 teaspoons of dried mustard, and then we got colander, 2 teaspoons of colander, and lastly, allspice. 2 teaspoons of allspice. And there you go. That's it. That's your rub made. I'm just going to stir it up here. Da, da, da. Best way of doing this, believe it or not, is with your hands. Because you got that brown sugar in there. You want it to be blended in, right? So here's our rub. It's not rocket science. Now, what I'm going to do is, I want 2 different rubs. One for the South Carolina, but then I want one that's got a little barkiness to it. With the Memphis bourbon barbecue sauce. So what I'm going to do is, and just one sec, I come over here. In this container, I have put a little more brown sugar, about 2 tablespoons more of brown sugar, and I put in 3 tablespoons of coffee. Coffee, not, these are the grounds, unused coffee. Your perk coffee, yes, coffee in there. I'm going to take half of this, and I'm going to dump it in there, and mix that around. And there's another rub, and coffee is, you know what, I'll tell you something. I use coffee rub sometimes on steaks, on ribs, on brisket, especially on brisket. I love coffee in my rub for the brisket. It gives you this real earthy taste. It's beautiful. With the brown sugar and that, yeah, just try it and see. Like, this is, they're on the net. There's oodles of rubs on the net. You can find anything you want. So, anyways, there's our 2 rubs. One's a little darker because of the coffee, and then the other one is lighter. So, we'll get the ribs out and start prepping them. Okay. Okay, now we have to prep our ribs. Now, as you can see, I've got what they call sweet and sour ribs. I like them. They call them ribettes. All they are is actually, they've taken them and just cut the ribs lengthways. So, now there's a big thing going on right now. And I say big thing, it's not really big, but in the barbecue world, they talk about, well, it was always you take this membrane. And as you can see, I'm taking this membrane off right now. And they say, take that membrane off, because that way the fat that's there will come across. There's no membrane. Well, there's a little membrane here too. But what they're saying now is that, and probably because the way people are cooking now, and cooking them more often, is that instead of pulling the membrane right off, like I'm doing here, and this can be a tedious chore, believe me. Some are better than others. Some say use a spoon. In any case, what they say now to do is to take your knife and literally run it along here like this. The idea is that because the ribs people are cooking ribs in such a way now that they're a little more moist and they fall apart, that if they leave that membrane on there and just jut it so that it does come out, it holds the ribs together a little easier, right? I don't know. Like, it's nor here nor there. Now, because I like to make it easy, I'll take them and cut them in half and take it here. This one, I've already taken the membrane off, cut them in half, and bring them over here. Just a little easier to handle on the barbecue. It's hey, whatever flies your whatever floats your boat, right? So there you go. There's a membrane that comes off really easy. They don't always come off that easy, but in this case it did. And I don't know. I'm going to try it both ways this time. and see what the difference is. If there is a difference or not, I don't know. So I've got quite a few ribs here to do, and I'll get at these and I'll be back. Bye-bye. Okay, one thing I did forget to say, and that's why I'm back again to lay a hand. Lay your ribs out like this. If you decide to take the skin off, go down from 1 to the third bone. In between the third and fourth bone is where you want to try to get that skin. It's the easiest place to get it, like so. Then you go back, and then you go down the rib. Okay? Just to let you know that that's the preferable place to do it. Yeah. And then here, I just slice them down there once, and there you go. Anyways, just a little tip. Wanted to leave you with that. Okay, now we're ready to put the rub on. All you gotta do is take these ribs and just put them on. Whatever sticks, sticks. Whatever doesn't, doesn't. And I forgot to say too, this rub, don't use it all in your plate at one time, because if you have some left over, then what you could do is put it in a jar, keep it dry, keep it in a dark spot, and it'll last up to 6-7 months. So now you can, and I've seen people do it. They put mustard on the ribs, just ordinary yellow mustard, and they use that to make the rub stick better. I find that and I'm doing them I do them the day before, and maybe if you do them the day of, then yeah, maybe you might have to do that, but I don't find you have to do that. I just roll with it the day before. I like putting them in the day before in the rub, let them sit, pick up all the flavor that you got in these spices. And what I do is I put them in a vacuum seal bag and vacuum seal them so it keeps them nice and tight. No air at it, just the spice on the meat, right? And it works out really, really well. Anyways, I'll finish these up and then we'll go from there. Okay, so our ribs are all done now. As you can see, I've put the coating on them, vacuum sealed them. Now, if you don't have that vacuum seal, don't worry about it. Just wrap them up tight with cellophane and put them in the fridge overnight for the barbecue. As you can see, got lots of ribs. So, anyways, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be cooking. Take care. Hey, welcome back. This is day 2. Last night, we put the rub on the ribs, vacuum sealed them, put them in the fridge. Today, I've cut them open and I've got them on the barbecue/smoker. I'm going to be cooking them for roughly about an hour and a half, smoking them. So that's a low temperature, which creates more smoke. And then I'll take them and wrap them. And I'm probably going to use like Coke. I usually use applesauce, but I don't have the applesauce today. So we're going to improvise. Dr. Pepper, Coke, whatever you got, that kind of stuff, you can use it. All you're doing is you're going to, after smoking them, you dry the meat out. Then you got to get the moisture back in. And we're going to use a little bit of sweetness with that. And the ones that I did without the coffee, I'm going to use the South Carolina. I'm going to put that in instead of Coke for those ones. The ones with the bourbon barbecue sauce, I'm going to do those separately after I do the Coke. You'll see. So it's called the 3-2-1 method. I'm not totally into the 3-2-1. 3 meaning 3 for smoke, 2 for wrapped up and baked, and then 1, 2 put them on the grill bare, and let them dry a little bit on the outside with sauce. I kind of cut the times down because I'm using sweet and sour ribs. It's a cut. It's not actually a type of rib. It's the cut of the ribs. So they literally cut the ribs lengthwise in about 2-inch pieces. So there's a lot more heat getting to all of the rib instead of having a big slab. So that's why I'm cutting it down. And I will do slow cook all the way through, as slow as I can get. It's hot out today, so the temperature is going to be probably around 250, 260. Now, if you're doing this on a regular barbecue, you can still do it. What you would do is you put the ribs on, you actually have the barbecue turned off on one side and your burner on the other side turned on. So you put everything on your cold side, all your meat on your cold side, and you would cook it indirectly. It works well. I've done it many times. And you would cook them slow and then do the wrap like we're going to do. So it's not limited to just having a smoker, okay? Anyways, and there's other things that we can go through along the afternoon that I can show you that if you don't have a smoker, there's a way of creating smoke. So anyways, okay, let's get out to the barbecue. Let's see what they're doing out there, okay? Okay, so we got our barbecue going. We're sitting around 225, which is perfect actually. And there's all our ribs laid out, and they're just going to stay in there for a good hour and a half and get happy. So we'll be back. Okay, as you can see, we've got our ribs in tin foil here, made a little boat, and we're just going to take some good old root beer, and we're going to just kind of fill it up there, just like so. And we're going to tent these. We're not going to get them close. We're just going to get them so that the steam can get out there too, along with the moisture, right? And there you go. We're going to get these closed up here first. Okay, just like so. And then they go back in the barbecue like a little boat. Okay, so they've been on. Just taking these out of there, and you can see they're nice and moist now. They've been in the root beer for a bit. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to drain some of that root beer off. If I can fit this in here now. Just drain that off. Like so. Now generally I would just take these and put them right back in again. But what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to put some of this barbecue sauce and just cover them with it. Not gonna be shy with it. And I'm gonna leave these. I'm gonna tent them up again and just leave them in there for probably 15 minutes or so. Get them a little more moist, and then we'll take them out and throw them straight on the grill. So I'll do these. I'm going to do the same with the barbecue, the bourbon barbecue. I'm going to do the same thing. Just roughly wrap them up, stick them back in there, and let them just get happy. So put these ones in. So Okay, so now we're going to take them out. We're going to put them in this pan here. I'll start with the South Carolina ones. I'm just going to put them in here, like so. Just the oil. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mop these up with more sauce. See, they're just falling. They're falling off the bone now. So as you can see, lots of meat on there. Just gonna slosh these up. So, and as you can see, here's a piece here that's it's just falling off the bone right now. So, those ones are done. They're ready to go. So now we'll start with the another look. Now we're going to start with the bourbon ones, and the same thing. I'm going to get out a plate here. Now these ones, I might end up putting them on the grill. I'll see how they are when I pull them out, and see how they look. If they look like they're almost done, then I'll do the same thing as I did with the South Carolina. So here we are. Open these up. Oh yeah, these are good. These are ready to go. So what I'll do is I'm just going to take these, put them in here. Again, just lay them out. And then I can wash them out. Look at that. They're just, the meat is just, it's beautiful. If you can see here, it's just, it's falling off the bone. You actually got to be a little gentle with them at this point. Normally I would put them back on the grill, but because they cook so fast, I'm not going to put them back on the grill. I'm just going to literally douse them in barbecue sauce and let them cool down, and the barbecue sauce will thicken right onto them. So there we have it. Okay, and we'll see you up in the kitchen for plating. Okay, there you have it. Ribs. We have the South Carolina ribs here, which are just beautiful here, and then we have the bourbon barbecue sauce on the other ones. Coleslaw, perfect. Okay, there you are. Ribs, barbecued ribs, done two ways. You know what? You can do them in the oven. You can do them on the barbecue. You know what? Just do it. You'll love it. Anyways, coleslaw, ribs. Hey, perfect summer dinner. I gotta go. I gotta eat. So, till next time, see ya. My heart goes back.